Saint Laurent, spring, summer 18. I believe this is 18. I haven't been able to find this piece exactly, and I'm kind of too lazy to see if I can find this piece on the runway. But the point is I found similar looks with this extended sleeve design on other pieces, like this brown leather jacket. So I'm gonna take the chance and assume that I know that this is from spring summer 18. But you know what, let's just put it on right now actually. Okay. So it's funny story on how I acquired this. So like I was looking for I was really obsessed with the extended sleeve look at the time, like that kind of scrunching at the end, and I still really do like it. And the awesome thing about this design in specific is because if you normally try to get this look, I've I went crazy trying to figure out how to get this look on its own. I mean, at first I was doing the Raf Simons long sleeves with the super long sleeves. It was like uh, 35 inches long of just the sleeve, so it would scrunch because of how long it is. But the flaw with that is you have to consider just bunching that isn't in your favor. Like like I can't predict if the sleeve is gonna get in the way of my hands while I'm trying to eat, or it's a nightmare. I hope I don't have dates in my teeth. Um, sorry. It's don't like, for instance, trying to wash your hands in 35-inch sleeves, or you got to worry about eating, and God forbid it's a white one of the white Raf Simons long sleeves with the. So if you get stuff on your sleeves, yeah. Anyways, the point is the timing of me finding this piece. I actually got this in person at a store at a Second Street, and it's funny because me going into that Second Street, I met a lot of cool people that I still you know keep, whether I keep in contact with them or not. Just anyways, I met some cool people from that store, and that was my first time in there. Was I got this? Anyways, this is a little bright right now, but hopefully the lighting looks good. Um, But yeah, anyways, the timing of me getting this, let me make sure I'm recording. Hold on, stop. Okay, I'm getting there. Yeah, the timing of me getting this was pretty good because I had just found the brown jacket online, and it was a leather one, and I just love the look of it immediately. Once I realized that it had the scrunch look had nothing to do with the actual sleeve length measurement itself, but more so just a part of the design. Like it's there's just ruching here. That's the word I was looking for. Using ruching, using the ruching technique as a way to get this look without actually just getting a high, like another pant that does that ruching design was the Velon denim. That was like the first denim I ever got. I'll have to make a video on that later. But anyways, I just love that ruching, like stacking look. But sometimes I learned the hard way. I've done stacking with wide width hems, and I've done it with skinny width hems, and you're dealing with a completely different uh end result depending on the width of the stacking. So with the ruching though, you don't have to worry about that. Like for example, if this was a wider measurement and just drowned my hands and didn't have the ruching, then it'd be a mess. But anyways, uh-oh, I hope I'm not cutting myself off here. Hope you can hear me all good. Anyways, oh, yeah, it does have a waxed It's kind of hard to tell because the wax is definitely worn off a bit by now. Because I think I've worn it in the rain, and that just did a lot of just. Anyways, I've had it for a while, and it does initially come with a wax coating. I do need to reapply that to this, because it is a cotton exterior and it's wool lined. I will be completely honest with you though. There is only there's one pocket on here, and I'll be completely honest, that is a little annoying. I will just be completely transparent. For as much as I love this jacket, I do have some gripes with it, and the pocket being one of them. It's nice that it even has pockets, period. Um, but with one pocket, you're left to kind of do this like you walk around with one hand in your pocket. It's cool if you want to like just have one hand in your pocket, maybe have one hand holding something at all times. That's nice. But it is a little like, I don't know. Just like I said, it's like I'd almost rather it not have pocket. No, it's nice to have one pocket. I'll be honest. It's nice to have one pocket versus no pockets, but obviously you want to have two pockets. Anyways, it does have a button closure, which I do like because then I can kind of alter the fit depending on how I want. I could completely button it up, and like matter of fact, let me kind of do that. And yeah, the button snap closure or snap button closure. So yeah, that really gives me kind of like this slimmed out tube. See that? Versus if I just have it unbuttoned and it's just like, you know, uh, I do like this like structured look. It also has these uh like a like what hoodies have pretty much. I can't think of hoodie string basically, but it has it at the bottom. Um Honestly, unless you're tying it at the very bottom, these things are just kind of going to dangle and hit things. The first time I wore it, it kind of tripped me out because I was hearing things, and I'm like, what's happening to my jacket? But the whole time it was just the metal ends of it were smacking up against things as I was walking by. And once I realized that that's what it was like, okay, nice, I guess. It does get a little like, I wouldn't say annoying, but there's just there's days where you don't want to deal with that. Anyways, but yeah, I just tied it shut, and I guess I don't really do that a lot or enough. I don't know if you could see that. Hold on, I might have to lower it. Probably should have done that a while ago. But yeah, I don't know if you could see that. I might still have to lower it a little bit. Sorry. I think you could see that. I think you could see that. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, you kind of have the strings loose, or I mean, when you tie it like this, it kind of really cocoons it inwards, which I really love, honestly. Um, oh, yes, it's wool lined, which I love wool a lot. It keeps you warm, and honestly, I feel like sometimes, depending on how active you're being, a little too warm for me. Sorry, because I do notice that that I personally tend to run a little hot, especially when I'm being active and I do a lot of walking. So, um, yeah, you get hot quick, which in hindsight, if I were to like recreate this piece to make it full wearability for my standard, this has nothing to do with anybody else's opinion but mine. It's just what I look for in my wardrobe. If I could recreate this, because the concept of this is great. I love a lot of things about this. But if I could just um, change a little bit of things, I love the wax exterior, but I've stated in the past that cotton, I have a very strong opinion on it. I feel like it doesn't excel at anything, but it's not bad at anything. Kudos to it for being a natural fiber. That's probably the only reason that people really love it. Like if you love cotton, Nice. I do like it when it gets to be wax, so if it if I reapplied the wax on it, I might feel a little different. But cotton just doesn't regulate my body temperature enough. And wool does regulate body temperature as well. But as a liner, like I said, I feel like I overheat a lot of the time. So if I could recreate this over, I would. But I've never seen ruched wool before. I'm pretty sure it's still possible, but I've never seen. But if I could recreate this, I would make the exterior a wool. The same wool that this lining is, I would make the exterior a wool, and I would silk line the lining because I've noticed. I just something I kind of thought about recently. Silk also temperature regulates somewhat, and it feels the best on the skin. Like, let's just tell it how it is. It is practical in the wintertime, super practical in the summertime because you want that against your skin. I mean, you're not really going to be wearing jackets in the summertime, but still, the point is if I could recreate this, I would make the lining a silk so that way that's what touches against my skin and kind of regulates my temperature even better than this does, because the cotton exterior is good for a little bit of rain resistance, but personally, I've worn wool coats in the rain. It's not the most ideal of the ideal, but it does a really good job at just wicking that water. Not wick, like it absorbs it still, but in a different way than cotton. Like the fact that this is not coated, if I were to wear this in the rain right now, it would get soaked and take forever to dry, which kind of defeats the purpose of, getting this kind of exterior. Anyways, that's why my opinion on like this and like the barber jackets kind of is like, it's 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 a durable jacket, like it'll stand the test of time, but it's not something that's gonna excel against the elements, in my opinion. I don't know. Anyways, that's just my opinion. I also would have made it. I don't know. Right now, I really love like the cocoon, my signature kind of like silhouette that I try to go for, and I'm on the hunt to kind of create a capsule wardrobe of that look. Is like the elongated top half. So in turn, like I said, I would make this a little longer, maybe about 4 inches longer or so. But I still like that it's not too long, so that way if I'm wearing something under, it can kind of peek through and create this like layering effect. Uh, but yeah, and it also has this like collar, this really complicated collar, honestly, that I don't really know how to. I mean, I guess this is how you work it, right? Yeah, let me raise this a little bit. There we go. So this will probably be the thumbnail. I hope you can still hear me good. Like I said, you can fully close this, and yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. I don't know how long this is. I feel like I kind of rambled, but not rambling. I had a lot to say about this piece, and I'm happy. If you made it this far, that means you cared to hear my explanation on what it's like to have this and what I would have changed for me.